I'm Carrie Barfoot, independent Epicure consultant, and I'm super excited to make some sheet pan chicken fajitas with you. Quick, easy, tasty, and above all, family friendly. So we are going to feature the Good Mexican Real Fast Meal Kit. These meal kits take the stress out of mealtime. I don't know about you, but I'm cooking more at home than ever before. And we also recognize that now more than ever, it is so important to be eating healthy and fueling our bodies with the right foods. And clean food is where it's at. So our Epicure meal kits come with all of your pre-blended herbs and spices. They come with 5 easy to follow recipes that can be made from raw to ready in just 20 minutes or less. All you need to do is pick up your fresh produce and protein, and together you can make a meal, good food, real fast in under 20 minutes and at about a cost of $2 to $3 a plate. What I love about doing this is that you can sub out the protein for, say, instead of chicken, you can do black beans. Like, it's very versatile, and you can work these kits into what you already have in your pantry. Well, let me show you one of our favorite recipes, which is the easy chicken fajitas right here. So you could do these with sometimes I do black bean quesadillas. I've done steak quesadillas. I've even switched it up for fish and done kind of like a fish taco, but tonight we're gonna do chicken fajitas. So let's get started. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna need a sheet pan. So I'm gonna feature the Epicure sheet pan with the silicone bacon roll mat. This roll mat, it's a silicone mat. It's 100% food grade. It goes into the oven, and the best part about it is it's non-stick, so there is no scrubbing your pots. It is basically like reusable parchment paper you can reuse over and over again. With one initial investment, you've got it for life. So I just cut up some chicken breasts and laid it all over my silicone mat. Now we're going to add some peppers onto the sheet pan. So any peppers of choice. I'm just gonna do this beautiful red pepper. I've already washed it up. I love to cut peppers by cutting along the side here. And then once you cut it open, you can see where the seeds are. So you can go just along the edges, making sure you don't hit that pocket of seeds and make a huge mess. And I cut that top piece off. All right. Cut the little nub on the bottom. And there you've got your little pepper piece. You haven't interrupted those seeds and made a huge mess all over your counter. These are our Epicure silicone knives. See how they glide through a pepper? It's like cutting through butter. They are absolutely beautiful. So these are black ceramic. They're rust proof. They do not need sharpened. And they just, oh my gosh, they're such a great little workhorse in your kitchen. Using them for fruits and veggies, or even butterflying a chicken breast. It glides through your fruits and veggies and boneless meats beautifully. Look at that, isn't that gorgeous? So this is the chef. It's our larger one here. They come with guards. We also have the paring knife, okay? All right, so you've got your peppers. Now we're gonna do an onion. All right, so I'm just gonna take the skin off. I love onions. I know when Phil and I got married, he said, "Oh, you cook with so many onions. I don't know if this is gonna work." Then I discovered Epicure's 3 onion mix, and you can add that into a lot of your cooking, and it takes away that texture, which a lot of people that don't like onions, that's what's stopping them. So good thing the 3 onion dip mix from Epicure saved our marriage. But fajitas, you gotta put fresh onions in here. So I'm gonna show you the Epicure mandolin. This comes with 4 different settings. You literally just pop it out. There's a little spot here. You just pop them out, and you can interchange the settings. The one I'm going to do today, this one's 1.5. It's really, really thin. I'm gonna go a little bit thicker, and I'm gonna go with the 3.5 millimeter setting. It tells you right along the side here. So pop that in. Take your handy little guard, which I have forgotten to grab, so I'm just gonna grab that out of my cupboard. You gotta have the guard. You don't wanna lose your fingers. So take your guard, it's got these little teeth in here, and you're gonna pop it right into your onion. So it's gonna hold it in there, it's gonna keep your fingers intact, and you're just going to run this down along the blade, just like that. It's so easy. So that gives you a nice thickness, which I really like for fajitas. So we're gonna add this onto our sheet pan here. All right. Okay, so we'll scatter the peppers along here, and we're putting this all on one sheet pan. That's why I love sheet pan meals, because you really just kind of dump it all on, set it in the oven, set it and forget it, right? And it's all done, it's so good. If you go to my website, carriebarfoot.com, type in the search bar, type in sheet pan meals, or just sheet pan, and there's all kinds of recipes that come up. It's wonderful. Turn the dishwasher off. Okay, so out of the Mexican kit, I'm pulling out the fajita seasoning. You can follow the recipe and go with exactly how much it says. I just kind of judge it. I just sprinkle it on, okay? Fajita, same blend as our Epicure taco, but fajita has a little bit of lemon in it, which makes it milder. So it's actually my favorite. I use this for tacos as well, because it's a little bit milder. You would compare this to this yellow pouch you would buy from the grocery store. One of these has 96% of your day in salt, a day of salt that you're adding on your family's meal. All right, so for a serving of this, you are looking at about 330 milligrams compared to Epicure's, that's 10 milligrams. 330, 10. Crazy, right? But if you're looking to save money, these are about $2 for one meal. These are $7.50, and I personally get probably about 10 to 12 meals out of here. You can buy it for $7.50 Canadian, or it comes in the Mexican meal kit, which is even better. Now I like to add a little bit of citrus, so I'm just gonna grab a lemon. If you don't have a fresh lemon, you could always use a little bit of lemon juice, but I will tell you, using fresh lemons enhances the flavors of your cooking so much. I'm going to tell you a little bit of how to save money when you're purchasing your lemons, but let me pop this in the oven. I've got it at 420 degrees. You're going to put it in the oven for about 20 minutes. Okay, so just set your timer for 20 minutes. So to save money on lemons, what I do is I buy like the bag of them, the bulk bag, because it's less expensive. But a lot of times you can't get through the whole bag, right, before they go bad. So I pick a couple out and I put them in the fridge, and then for the remainder of them, I just poke a hole in each one of them and I throw them in the freezer. Then whenever you need a lemon for your cooking, pull that frozen lemon out of the freezer, pop it into the microwave for a few seconds. That's why you poke the hole, because you don't want it to explode, and defrost it slightly, and then squeeze the juice out. And you'll actually find when you squeeze the juice out of a lemon that was frozen, all of those little walls that are there on the lemon actually get broke down, and it allows you to squeeze every little morsel of juice out of those lemons. So that's a great way to use fresh lemon, but to save money when you're purchasing them. Okay, so let's continue. While our fajitas are cooking, this is when I take some time to make up the sides that I'm gonna serve with my meal. So for today, I'm gonna make up some salsa. Just gonna grab another cutting mat here. I love these flexible cutting mats from Epicure. They're so easy to work with. They come in a set of 4. I just pop mine in the dishwasher. So we're gonna make some salsa. Not a huge salsa loving family other than me and Phil. The kids will have a little bit. What I love about this is you can just make up a little, or you can make up a lot. I love doing fresh salsa because it reminds me of the times that Phil and I get to travel, to Hawaii or Jamaica, or different trips that we've been on, luckily through Epicure. And they serve that delicious pico de gala fresh salsa. Love it. I love making it fresh because it reminds me of that. But all you do is just chop up a tomato. If you don't have a fresh tomato in your house, especially right now, it's a little bit trickier to get certain ingredients. That's okay. If you have canned diced tomato, just pull those out, drain them a little bit so they're not so watery, and use a little bit of diced tomato to make your own salsa. When you make your own salsa, you actually save a lot of money making it this way, but what you're really saving on is all the additives. store-bought salsas are packed with preservatives, tons of salt and sugars. When you compare to store-bought salsa, Epicure's jar of Poco Picante salsa, you can make 6 jars of salsa with 1 from Epicure. And when you compare the sodium, Epicure's sodium has 65 milligrams in 2 tablespoons when it's prepared, and the store-bought salsa has 230. 65, 230. You can see where it's at. So all you do is chop up a little bit of tomato. You're gonna add your salsa mix, a little to make it mild, a little bit more to make it medium, and a lot more makes it hot and spicy. So you are totally in control of how hot you want your salsa. What's kind of cool too is this is peppers, onions, chilies, all dehydrated in a jar. So you could use this mix in your spaghetti sauce, in your pot of chili, in any kind of Mexican dish. It's a great little pantry staple to have. That's dehydrated onions, chilies, and peppers in a jar. Add a little bit more citrus to that salsa. And I'm gonna add a little bit of onion to our salsa. Whoops. So I'm gonna take that same onion, but I'm gonna switch out the guard. So instead of the one that does more of like a strips, I'm gonna take the one here that is all these little teeth. These are like, it's called julienne. You're gonna pop this guy on. The rings of your onion are gonna run against the teeth on your mandolin. And boom, you have chopped up onions. Mind-blowing, right? Talk to lots of customers that say, oh, I used to have a mandolin and I cut my finger off, or I used to have a mandolin, it was so much work to put it together, I never used it. I get it. I used to have one too. By the time you put all the pieces together, I was like, forget it, I'm just chopping it. Whereas this one is such a handy little tool. You can hook it inside your cupboard, or what I like to do is use an old oven mitt, slide it in there and just throw it up in the cupboard. So quick to pull out, add your different adjustments on, and wing, 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 you're done. And it's so much faster than cutting, and I just throw mine in the dishwasher. So it is a great little workhorse, and you'll get a lot of use out of it. So now we're gonna add, or we already added the seasoning, stir it up, and you've got fresh salsa. You can get fancy, add some peppers in there, some cilantro, but we're keeping it pretty simple these days. And there's our salsa. Now for the next seasoning that comes in the Mexican kit is the guacamole. And you know, it's always a party with guacamole, but I don't have an avocado today. Like I said, groceries are a little slim these days. So that's okay. What I'm gonna do with the guacamole is instead of adding it to avocado, I have a bowl here where I added some sour cream and some mayonnaise. I think I did 3 scoops of each. Sour cream, mayonnaise. You could also swap that sour cream for Greek yogurt to add a little bit of a protein punch and cut a few of the calories. I'm gonna add some seasoning in here. Grab another spice spoon. Probably do a couple tablespoons because I have about a cup of dip mixture here. Stir it up. And a lot of people like to serve sour cream with their fajitas. Give it a little bit of punch, that sour cream, and make it into a guacamole dip. So good. Leftovers, you could have some nachos or even like a veggie tray with this. It's so yummy, okay? Now the other seasoning that comes in here is the nacho cheese. There's a recipe on the side to make like a ooey gooey cheesy nacho dip, which is great if you're having movie night, which is like every single night during COVID-19. But let's be truthful, we probably shouldn't be having cheese dip every single night of the week. So here's another way to use it that I like to do. I take some grated cheese, and you know how you can buy that store-bought and Tex-Mex cheese? It's pricey. I know it's got like that kind of white powder on it. That's a preservative. So cut the preservatives, eat clean, and just use regular grated cheese. It's a lot more cost effective. Take a little bit of it, add some nacho seasoning on it, little or as much as you want, shake it up, and then you have your own homemade Tex-Mex cheese. You can even do a batch of this and keep it in a big Ziploc baggie in the freezer and just pull out what you need. It's great on melted onto nachos. Tex-Mex cheese. All right, so that is so far what we've got for our fajitas. I've got some wraps we're gonna serve it up for. We have 13 minutes left on the oven. So this meal can basically be made and raw ready in 20 minutes. So stay tuned and I'll let you see what the chicken looks like in 13 minutes. Bye guys. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. I wish you guys could smell the screen. Not look incredible? Check out this cleanup from the silicone mat. It's non-stick, no scrubbing pots and pans. Like literally, you can just see how everything just wipes right off. Isn't that amazing? Reusable parchment paper.